Go ahead, you're live.
Hi, Norm. How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Not bad. I was there the other when Mark were recording the discussion,
Right.
and I stood away from you all. I didn't even hear all that was being said, and after they asked you to leave and you left, I stood there, and a gentleman looked at me, and he said, we want you to leave. And I said to him, I said, you want me to leave? I just wanted to ask a question. And he paused for a minute and looked at me, and he said, well, are you with them? And I didn't answer him. But, they talk about you shouldn't judge. Well, I didn't even open my mouth, and he had judged me.
That's right.
I don't know if I was with you or not, so I don't know what he was judging me by.
That's right. You weren't standing next to me. You weren't standing with me. You were standing off, to the side. And hadn't said a word, and yet they still kicked you out because they thought that you might be associated with me.
Well, they didn't kick me out. They said they wanted me to leave before they even knew who I was, I guess. They assumed I was something. But, you know my background, and I was in a Catholic church. I've studied with Baptists. I was in a non-denominational Pentecostal influenced church. I've studied with Seventh-day Adventists. And I mean, when I was in these churches, these denominational churches, I was in them for years.
Right.
And I've never been to a church or around anybody who claimed that they studied the Bible and refused to answer a question before. I found it really sad. And I don't know, maybe it's the area. I don't know what it is, but I've never experienced that before.
Now, I mean, you're not from here either, right? I'm not from here. I know you're not from here either.
I've been here 3 years now.
Okay. And I'm the same. I'm like you. I've never seen anything like it anywhere. Where now I'm not saying I haven't had people tell me to get out and they don't want to study with me. That's not what I'm saying. But where people are just terrified to even answer questions. Now I have talked to people that I've asked questions they couldn't answer and they got mad but at least they tried. At least they tried to answer them. These people, as soon as he recognized who I was, he said, I'm not talking with you. I'm not answering any of your questions. I'm not talking with you. We were on his way to his study. He said, in my study. And I said, that'd be fine. And I was ready to follow him to his study. And then he recognized who I was. And he said, no, not talking to you.
I don't know who you recognized me as, but, I thought, there must be a large group that attends there. I'm sure, that lady who called earlier says she knows not a lot of nice people there. I'm sure there are a lot of nice people there. And I'm sure some of them even intend on or sending their children to colleges.
Right.
And I don't think they'd pay thousands of dollars to have their children sit into one lecture where you couldn't even ask a question.
That's right. Just where the professor said you just accept what I'm saying, and if you question it, you're getting expelled.
And that is simply for a degree, for a profession. That's not for their salvation. So why would they put up with it under these circumstances? I don't know.
Beats me.
I'll get off the line and let somebody else call in.
All right, I appreciate the call. Folks, that's why you hear me say all the time, run from this place, run. Get out of there. And the lady that called in earlier, she may think I was rude to her. She may think I was harsh with her. But I'm trying to save her soul. I'm trying to shake her hard enough that she will wake up. And she will realize that as long as I am following a man that is not following Christ, then he's taking me away from Christ. As long as I am attending the church of a man, and she said it's his church, then she said it's the people's church. Well, I don't care if it's his church or the people's church. It's not the church of Christ. It's not Christ's church. It's not the church he built. Matthew 16:18. It's not the church that he shed his blood for, Acts 20:28. And the verse that I wanted her to read, she hung up before I could get her to look at it. Let me put this up here for you. See if I can't get somebody to comment on it. I would like to have somebody comment on it. Now look what it says here. It says of the Apostle Paul that he preached the same thing in every church. Look, For this cause have I sent unto you Timotheus, who is my beloved son, and faithful in the Lord, who shall bring you into remembrance of my ways, which be in Christ. Now look at what he says. Of my ways, which be in Christ. That is, I'm following Christ. You can follow me because I'm following Christ. And so put them in remembrance of my ways, which be in Christ, as I teach everywhere in every church. The Apostle Paul said that wherever he went, to any congregation he went to, he preached the same thing. Well, folks, he couldn't do that now. He could not, I have no doubt, no doubt in my mind whatsoever, because I can give book, chapter, and verse for everything I had to say. I have no doubt whatsoever that if the Apostle Paul had attended the Faith Memorial Baptist Church last night with us, that he'd have got kicked out too, because he would have been wanting to say the same thing I wanted to say. And I got kicked out. I take that back. I didn't even get a chance to say anything. I just got kicked out, period. Well, he'd have got kicked out too. Because, and I can demonstrate it every time, and I do all the time, that what I'm preaching, what I'm teaching, is the same exact thing that the Apostle Paul was preaching and teaching.